What's going on out there, guys? Today is Saturday, January 29th, and welcome back to another edition of the Journey to a Million podcast. So we're just checking in on our sports betting versus investing challenge here today. Crypto, last week we were down about 230 bucks. We're at 770. We were at 770 out of 1,000 invested. And then I think we're about the same with crypto this past week. It's kind of leveling out a little bit, but we'll see. I'm kind of taking a little bit on the sideline because I'm just not sure where the market's going to go, and I just want to play it safe. If it bounces up, that's great. We can jump back in, but I'd rather just play it safe because, down 50% over the last 2-3 months is enough. So I'm just kind of like playing it safe for now on that. So I'm sure we're about the same on that $1,000 account for crypto as last week. And then for the sports betting account, remember, this is just imaginary money. We're just doing this for an exercise. Have to say that for legal purposes. But yeah, so last week we went 1-2, unfortunately. We almost had a great week, but just a couple games didn't go our way at the end. We had the Packers under and the Bills Chiefs under in a teaser. Packers under hit easy. Bills Chiefs under did not. It almost hit at the very end. I think it was like 26-21 with like a minute left. But if you watch that game, you know how it ended. A ton of points at the end there. Went to overtime and just one of the highest, well, it ended up being the highest scoring game of the week. So I knew it had the potential for that, but I thought maybe if, things didn't go right towards the end and, easily that game could have gone under. It just worked out perfectly and then went to overtime and everything. So just no defense there at the end. So that's how it goes. So we lost 130 on that. Then we had the Rams Bucks over, but we paired that with the Bengals Titans over, and the Rams Bucks over hit easy, but the Bengals Titans did not. A lot of these games just came down to the last bit, and just, the Bengals Titans kind of just was a defensive, not very well executed offensive game. So we lost 260 because of those two. And then we had the Titans plus 3.5. We barely won that one, so that was nice. And then we had the Rams plus 10. That was a nice pick. So we won that as well, plus 100. So we were down 160 on, just 60. Yeah, we were down 160 on our bets. But then we had like another $50 parlay that almost hit. We had the Chiefs minus 1.5. Rams plus 3, Bucks over 48.5, and Chiefs under 53.5. So we went big on that Chiefs under, but it did not work out right. Wish I had taken the Packers under on that. We would have won 500 on that. So let's see, we were down 160 plus 50, so that's minus 210. Last week we were minus 560. So 560 minus 210 puts us at 770. So we have 230 bucks to play with right now. Okay. So it's not looking great for us on that account. I'm not sure what we need to do this week, but I thought about just doing one teaser or something. I think what we should have done, honestly, we were doing pretty well all season, but in the playoffs, I think this teaser strategy just didn't work out for us. It was better during the regular season when we could kind of pick our best 2 games, but in the playoffs, there's not that many games to pick from. And you would think, taking the plus points in the playoffs would be a good strategy. I think it would have, a lot of the games that I picked that I was like, I wrote out everything that I liked. Most of it ended up coming true, except, like I had the Rams Bucks over 41.5, that would have hit. Bills Chiefs over 46.5, that would have hit. Bills Chiefs under 60, that did not hit. And a half. Rams plus 10, Bengals plus 10.5. Bengals Titans over 40.5, that one didn't hit. Bengals plus 10.5, Titans plus 3.5, Bucks plus 4, 49ers plus 12.5, Packers under 54.5. So literally, out of all those, I think 2 did not hit. And unfortunately, those were 2 that we put in there. So we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 things that we liked for teasers, and we went 9-2 on those, but only picked, 6 total, and 2 of them were wrong. So that's brutal. But yeah, so what we can do now is figure out what kind of picks we can take this week. So right now there's Bengals plus 7.5, in that game, the over is 54.5. I think that's probably going to hit, but something about this game, like my instincts are kind of telling me it's going to be close, but I don't know if the over is quite going to hit. I know one thing that is slightly concerning to me is the Chiefs pass rush against the Bengals, but Joe Burrow has overcome everything so far in the playoffs, so I do like that for him. Then we have the 49ers. I think they're plus 3.5, and then the total in that game was like 45.5. So I do think that's a good total. That game is hard to pick because I think that's a 38-7 like type. I think that was a score going into like the last game that was at San Fran, something like that. A game that the Rams got blown out by the 49ers. So I do think the Rams are going to win this one, and I think the Bengals, I hope they win. But if the Chiefs go against the Rams in the Super Bowl or the Chiefs 49ers, I think either one of those would be awesome just to see that Chiefs 49ers rematch, or Rams Chiefs would be awesome. Of course, I think that's a Super Bowl that everyone would love if you love offense. So I think this week what I'm going to do is just take, since we have about $230 to play with, I'm going to take, let's see, I kind of want to do a parlay as well just to see if we can get everything. Let's just go for it because, like we said, this is imaginary money, so what do we have to lose? I'm kind of just doing this on the fly, so the teaser we're going to take is Bengals plus 7.5. Those we're going to move them out to plus 14.5, so I like that. Okay, and then we're also going to take the Rams in that. I think it could be a scary pick on that, but I think Rams plus 3.5. They're minus 3.5, so we move them out to plus 3.5. I think that's a good pick for this week. So put those two together, 130 to win 100. Hopefully we'll finally win one. Just taking the points. I don't think the 49ers are really blowing anybody out. I think the Rams are going to come in motivated in this one. Even if they lose somehow, I think it's only going to be a field goal game because you look at the two games the 49ers have won. It's been, 49ers beat the Cowboys 23-17, and then they beat the Packers by 3. So, I don't see them blowing anybody out, even though they are familiar with the Rams and have done that earlier this year. But that game was at San Francisco. I think this game, at LA, I do think they're going to, Rams are going to play well and figure out a way to at least keep it close. So I do like that teaser. So that being said, if we do want to take a parlay, we can put like, $50 on it and just see what happens. So 50 to win 500. So I think I've got to go with the Chiefs over in this because we have to take everything. So in the Chiefs game, I'm going to take the over 54.5 because it's like you have to take the over in the Chiefs. It's hit every game so far. And then we're going to also go with Bengals plus 7.5. I like the points on that. And then I guess I'll go 49ers plus 3.5 just to, play the safer pick. I don't really like the Rams minus 3.5. 49ers keep showing up and finding ways to win. So let's take them and hopefully they keep it close. And then last part of that, 49ers Rams, I'm going the over in that just because I prefer the over in that stadium, SoFi. I think it's conducive to high scoring games. So, based on that, I'm going to take the Chiefs Rams over, Rams 49ers over. And so 50 to win 500. So we're risking 180 out of our 230 remaining dollars. If we lose all that, we'll have about $50 left from our imaginary 1,000. And that's, we'll see if that comes to fruition. I think the only thing we can do to try to come back to even at the Super Bowl is put $50 on somebody to score the first touchdown. So we'll research those odds and cross that bridge if we come to it. But if all goes well, we'll win $600 this weekend, and that'll put us at 830. So that'd be nice going in the Super Bowl. But that's optimistic. So we'll see how this week goes. I just wanted to make a video, get the picks out there. We're two weeks of football away, including this week and the Super Bowl, from finishing our sports betting investing challenge. So it definitely hasn't gone how I expected it to go. But that's been an interesting thing about the exercise is like you come in with these expectations of, hey, we're going to make so much money off this, but it's it's interesting to see, you know, and it's definitely taught me some lessons about, you know, investing is just important as like, you know, it's like whenever you time the market, whenever you get in, your entry makes all the difference. And unfortunately, the crypto market has been in a downtrend since we started this, and I wasn't aware that was going to happen. So that's been kind of a bummer, but it's always something we can do and continue on is we can start a new challenge and, you know, pick 2 portfolios and see how those 2 portfolios go against each other. So there's a lot of options in the future. But anyway, I think I've gone away from the crypto content a little bit, and I don't really like that as much. So I want to keep it focus on what people are coming here for, and like the whole journey aspect. I think this was a fun thing to do during football season to prove to you guys, like, obviously I was not good at sports betting. We were doing pretty good at one point in the season, but of course the roller coaster goes up and then eventually comes down again. So that's the thing with betting. It's all or nothing. Whereas even with our crypto portfolio, it's doing really bad. We're still only down $250 or so, and we have a lot of potential in the future. So we could look back in 5 years on this portfolio and laugh that we were even down 230 and talking about that. So we'll definitely keep track of it for the future. But that's it for this week. Appreciate you tuning in. Sorry, I was kind of like rambling a little bit this week, and you know, could have been a little more concise with the video, but that's just how it goes. That's, you know, just wanted to get a quick video in to get the picks in and see how we do. So 2 more weeks. Enjoy Championship Sunday. You see Russell in the background there. That's my boy. Maybe one day the Seahawks will be back. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.